that I don't want you here.
Hi, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. I hope you enjoy my quick wig making tutorial. Throughout the video, you'll see places where I kind of speed up the sewing just to shorten the video a little bit. Speed up the sewing method, and then I'll slow down to show you up close stitching and more detailed placement of the tracks and different things like that. I've already placed the closure on the dome cap, so that's what I'm showing you right now, and showing you this stitching has been done, and I also went back through on this side and reinforced the stitching. I have to do the other side. Hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.
Deep side part, so you don't have to, but I just, because I bring the hair, once I get up here, I kind of start styling mine different, where I bring the hair so you can have more hair that hangs in the face, so on and so forth. But anyway, so we're going to start right here, and I just try to make sure I grab the material just to secure it. Don't go through the band, because that's your elastic part, and you want to make sure that's stretchable, that you, once you go through it, you start popping the rubber that holds the band. But you see how I came like this much up? That's almost like 1 inch to 1.5 inches, but I'm doubling my width, so that's going to take up the space, and I'm just going to go up and under just to make sure I secure it down flat. And I do a slip notch where I wrap the thread around the needle one time and then pull it through. So as I'm sewing, I just go under, do a slip notch, and pull it through. Go under, and sometimes I have to pull the thread so it can pull them, actually pull the material up. Under, slip notch, pull it through. Then once you get on the single part, it's easy. And sometimes if I feel like I made the length of the next stitch too long, I'll go back and hit that. Sure it's flat, and then just make sure you just grab kind of a little piece of the cap. So I always take my needle and stitch it through, because I double fold the width in half and double it, and then on the loose ends I put my needle through it, and I just loop it one time to secure the end of the track. Showing you right here where I folded this is a dome cap, but I folded it so it won't be so big, and I just slip stitched it so this can stay. I did both sides and made like a kind of a really long football shape. And I again sewed on the closure, and just to show y'all how I always leave. You should always leave some extended in the front from the actual beginning of the dome cap, if you can see it right there, and just leave a little hangover. And then that's, of course, that's the baby hairs and stuff, but you can on the inside trim this part out once you have, you know, take the wig up and get ready to wear. If you want to keep the dome part in there, you can. If you don't, then you can just cut that out from the inside, just make sure you don't cut the thread. So I'm gonna get started on sewing. And so I've already done 2 wefts. I did the very bottom, I did this one, and since I've been doing this so long, I kind of know how to space them, like how far to space them out going upward or whatever. And then at the end you end it around just to add a layer of hair. You can kind of start going like around here, but you're always going to go straight across. Don't go like this, because you're cutting the length of your band here to fit the head. So you just go straight across for each track. Some people draw guides. I don't need a guide because I've been doing this for so long. I've been doing sew-ins and weave-ins and etc. for so long that I don't need that. And then what else I was going to tell you? Yeah, I offset the closure piece of the cap so you don't, again, take up too much room of the cap and it won't fit on the head. So I'm just going through, I'm going straight across, and make sure you pull your weft so it's flat and you don't have any bulking. And then we're coming over to the end. I do go all the way to the end because I like for the hair to be full on the sides. So I don't stop back here. I just go all the way to the end of the elastic band part right here. I extend it all the way over here. I take my needle, go through and wrap the thread around a couple of times for my knot, and then just tighten it. And I do it again to secure. That would be just like back stitching on the sewing machine. And secure and cut. Some people don't cut their weft. I do cut mine. You could just flip it back and start over. However, I like for mine to be flat and uniform. Yeah, so I cut my weft. And I just put it right there. And that is that for sewing one. Now I'm just gonna go back, and these mannequin heads are so hard. This weft might not reach, so what I'm gonna do is single this one out and just do one across here, just to stretch my hair out. Make sure I have enough. This is 3 bundles. However, these bundles are a little thinner than what I'm used to. I don't know what's going on. Like, everything in economy is, they're giving you less and charging you more, or the same amount of money. But I'm trying to make sure I have enough for the wig. And then just go through, like, get a comb, and I'll do that later. But just comb your but you see the wefts are good and attached. And even pulling them up, they're double wefted, and then that one there, and then the one right at the bottom. And yeah, I just stick my little pins right there in the front of the mannequin head, so I can have them to grab in case I need it. Okay, so for this one, I'm just gonna do a single row, which is gonna leave some at the end, and I'll probably just go back and either put that in the middle or start the next one with that. I don't know, but like I said, I'm just trying to make sure I have enough. I used to only use a straight needle with the curve on the end. It took me a long time to get used to using a curved needle, but I do feel like the curved needles are better for doing sew-ins because they slip under the hair and they just come back through. I know this mannequin is yelling ouch like crazy because every time I stick this needle through, it goes straight just to the bottom. However, luckily she's not able to feel anything, so we can keep it going. And just keep going, going, going. This is going to take me about 2 hours to do. So I might save this piece to like go when I get to the like this side is going to be heavier, so I'm eventually going to start slanting my tracks forward like that so they can hang further in the front. I have a few more to do in the back, but I might let this one. I have gotten to the point where I'm going to start pivoting the tracks, where I told you I want this side to be fuller and more in the face, and this side you can see it's a shorter amount of space over here. This is the shorter side. So the last track that I sewed on, I took it from the front of the heavier side and I just pivoted like to right here. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come across. I'm gonna start over here, the heavier side, and come across, and probably do 2 more like that, and then we'll do the rest. But I'm just gonna do that. So again, I go ahead and take my needle through the doubled end and loop it through one time. Take it through. So that's the first stitch. I'm gonna go ahead and start sewing it down. So this is that piece, that single piece that was left, and I'm just gonna add it up here to just take up some space. And of course it's longer, so. So how to continue on with like a track that's halfway done. As you see, this stopped kind of halfway, and I still need to go all the way down to this side over here. I need to go from here, like at least right there, straight line across, and then I'll have this left to do. But how I'm gonna start this is I just keep my needle attached, although I put a knot in the end of that weft. Keep it attached and start the same way I would on the end. I send it through this double open end and take the needle through right at the pivot where the other track ended to connect this one. Get that hair out of there and try to make sure it goes in between. So I did that, so then I'm gonna go under as usual and knot it and just keep going just like I was before. Okay, so I'm on the next row, and you see how it's getting closer to being at the closure. However, I still have about the same amount of space between each row of tracks, and they are doubled. So I'm gonna sew this one across and to show y'all how the previous track, instead of pivoting down, I just went all the way across to the other side. If you can see that, I went all the way across to the other side, and this is the where the part is going to be right here. So this is the less heavy side, but you see how this space is kind of closing in. And of course, like I said, we're going to have more fuller hair on this side because her part is going to be a low part. This one. We are again going to go from here, and I'm just going to let this one end over here closer to the weft. So my next one's going to come around and go like right here, and then around and right here until it closes up right there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. Right here, I'm just gonna stop the double weft and do a single so it can lay flat to the closure, and it won't be a bulk or bump there. And get ready to close it off like I do the other. On the, so I just take it, even though the thread is short, and wrap it around the needle, and then pull it, and you can just go back through again twice. On this one, I'm going to cut the thread, and I'm going to cut this one right here because that's where I finished, and then this one right here, because that's where the end of the double stitch was. So leading towards the top, I'm going to do single so they can be flat. So I'm not doubling anymore, I'm doing single tracks so they can lay flat up here, and you can have a seamless line right here. When I get back around here, I'm gonna bring the thread down and double knot that where I mean not double knot it, but put a end knot right there where I cut the weft, because I don't want that to slip through, because it's only it's not stitched through here. When I do the double knot on the end, I always take it through the weft so it can hold it. So I need to do that right there. And then here's a little piece of thread hanging. So you just want to make sure you cut all your thread along the way that you can see, so you won't have to go back and do it later. And that's a knot right there too, so I'm not gonna mess with that right now. I might try to take the needle and pull it back, but you can fix the mistake. Starting up here, and what I want to do now is lay this like flat right here. So I'm going to go through this. And make sure it's flush right there. Then I'm going to go under. I have a little knot at the beginning of my needle and thread. I hate when that happens because it's gonna catch every time until I'm finished with this thread. But I don't like to waste thread, and I don't want to start a new needle. But you see how flat that is? It's pretty flat. And I'm just gonna go around with this single. Remember I told you I'm not doing double anymore, I'm doing single so it can be flat up in the top. So again, we're on the other side, right at the closure, and I'm just gonna bring this flat up here across so it can be flat against the closure. Dealing with this needle with the knot in it. But yeah, just making sure it goes flat across. And then again, knot it on the end. Cut that there. And cut that there. And remember I told you I was gonna go back and hit that double, where's that stitch at? Where I ended the double stitch right there. Where I didn't, but yeah, so I'm gonna go through here and just make sure I go through the end of the weft that I was using, that I was doing, just to make sure it don't slip out. And then just take my needle again and do a double knot, pull it through, knot it, pull it through, just put a knot right there to make sure that don't come up. And then this is laying against the flesh of the closure. And then that's the one underneath that's laying flesh against the closure. So we're gonna turn around and go back up here. So we are working our way to just being flush up here. So I'm gonna do another track here, and then I'm gonna do one more right there, and then we will be finished so that it can be, so I'm gonna do another track and just let it come like here and around, and then one just flush against that, and we'll be done with the top. Here we go with this one right here. We're going to go through our weft with the knot to make sure the knot is on the end, and we have some loose thread to cut off, so just cut that off. And we're gonna start right here, making this flush against the closure. Come through the weft and pull. Let's make sure that's like that. Then we're going to take the needle and we're going to start doing our understitching and slip and pull. these lights get hot. So yeah. So how about we're going to go. And again, we're gonna go across just a little bit and make sure that's laying flat. And then we're going to do our knot. Come through. And do another knot. And come through. Cut. And again, we have flat gradually going along. So we're gonna come back up, and this last one is just gonna be flush right against here, and of course this hair is gonna lay over. And we will be done, and I have just enough to finish that section right there. I don't know if you can see, but me lining it up here and going all the way across, and I'll show you at the end once I'm done. And I think I can use this last bit of thread I have to do this. So I'm going to take my needle, pull it through, get my flush in, cut that little piece off, and start right here. And I probably won't use the double stitch because I want it to just be flush, so I might use a slip stitch. I call it like a twist stitch, I guess. I think I said double stitch. I don't be knowing my stitches, y'all. I'm just gonna keep it real. I just go with what I know, because I did my first sew-in when I was 10, I think 10 years old, on my mama, because she used to get her hair sewn in. Back then she would wear the Shaka Khan. So you see how I'm just sticking the needle through and pulling it back through, so this can just be flat. But I already secured it there, but I'm just sticking the needle in and coming up through the weft, basically, because I want it to just lay flat against the closure. I just want it to be flat right there. So I'm just going in where, like right above where the last stitch came out, under, throughout, through the net, and then up through the weft and pulling it, and you get a flat right there. So I'm gonna go back in through here where the last thread came out, and then out through the net, in through the weft, pull, flat. in near the area where the thread came out. Go through the net, go through the weft, pull, flat, in through here, come out, go through the weft, pull, flat. In, come out, go through the weft, pull, flat. And the last one, I don't have enough room, so I'm just gonna go in where that end piece is and come out through my weft so I can make sure I have the end of my track secure. I'm not gonna do a knot yet. And then I'm going to do it one more time. The camera cut off, y'all, so it might be chopped here. But do it once more. Then I'm gonna do my knot. I'm just gonna go like that, pull it through, get my knot and pull. And I'm only gonna do one knot because I don't want it to be a bulk there, but it should hold with how many loops I did and how tight I pulled it. And then we're gonna cut right there. I don't know why the camera just cut off, but it did. Then we're going to open up our closure, and you see how the hair just falls over that. So now I have to style her. If you can see, like, so this is the offset of the closure. That's where it's a little bit hanging over from the cap. But then you can see right here, that's where the tracks are. And the very last one I did right there, that's laying flush against it, and then that one comes out and they come down. So you're going to flat iron through the hair, just mainly through the root parts, because this wig is going to be curls. It's not going to be just bone straight. So I just kind of flat iron through it to make sure it's not bulky at the roots. I'm just going through the roots with my comb, just making sure they are y'all. So we are almost done curling it. I don't want to comb the curls down because I want them to set. As you see, I have them pinned with clippies. However, I might just comb it down and then pin them back up on my own later. bit more to curl right here, and I'll be done with that. So these up here, because I ran out of clippies, these are already set. So I'm just gonna use a clippy that I have up there. I got one more curl. Thank you for watching this video. I hope y'all enjoyed my quick wig making to put my clothes on so I can get ready to go. And I'll talk to y'all later.
It's not that I don't